It's not politically correct. It's totally incorrect. You're listening to the Totally Incorrect podcast with David Holliday.
Hello there, this is David. Welcome to this latest Totally Incorrect video. And I want to start off by saying that yes, I am absolutely a Republican. Now, don't think that means I support the Republican Party in the United States, because nothing could be further than the truth. That is never going to happen in a million years. But I am a Republican in the sense that I'm a Democrat that believes countries should be led and governed by people that are fairly voted into those positions by the people. And democracy has kind of been challenged a lot of late, let's face it. And I don't know if you may have noticed, if you watch the news very astutely. Yeah, right. The Queen is dead. And the Queen died at the ripe old age of 96 years, 70 years of which she was the Queen of the United Kingdom and also various other countries for some strange reason rooted in history. Personally, do I think we should even have a monarchy, a royal family set above everybody else purely by their accident of birth? Heck, absolutely not. Did Queen Elizabeth do a good job during her time on the throne and not make too many embarrassing mistakes? Yeah, sure she did. She did okay. She did a very good PR job for an institution that was born out of, well, all kinds of things. Killing other people, invading other countries, colonizing large parts of the world. So let's not kid ourselves that it's all good. Some people would say that, yeah, but you know, the Queen doesn't have a lot of political power these days, so she couldn't do anything about a lot of things that happened during her reign. And I think to a very large extent, some of that is true. But at the same time, I think she could have spoken out and got her, if she thought she should speak out, if she thought that some of the things that have been happening in some of the former colonies as they moved towards independence, she could have spoken out even if she couldn't have really changed anything. I think that would have been quite reassuring. But she got through her 70 years. It seems that a lot of people in the UK are distraught at the fact a 96-year-old lady died. I think probably the main surprising thing is the fact that she lived that long, because obviously most people don't. And there's a lot of talk about the sacrifices she made as the leader of the country. If sacrifice means having immense wealth, having multiple places to live, yeah, and I'm sure some of them are kind of drafty, being old castles, but I'm sure they have decent heating, and she wouldn't have been worried about heating them this winter had she still been around. And she's basically been cosseted to a very large extent from the moment she was born to the moment she died. Is that a sacrifice? I mean, heck, I'd take that sacrifice any day. I was kind of hoping, and I appreciate this is probably very unrealistic, but I was kind of hoping that with the occasion of her death, there would have been a review of the monarchy, its position in the country and the world, and what it needs to do in the future. Should it remain? Should it be abolished? Should there be a scaled down royal family rather than this ever-increasing thing that we seem to have today? There's a lot of questions, none of which seem to be addressed, and any kind of dissent about the royal family seems to be being cracked down on quite hard. The right-wing government currently in place in the UK has really been trying to stamp out any form of protest, and the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, or toxic truss, as I tend to think of her, who was voted into her position by, I think, 0.2% of the total electorate. Her point of view is even more right-wing than her predecessor. I'm really not sure we've got an upgrade there. But it does seem that any kind of dissent against the royals is being stamped down quite firmly. So a guy that yelled out some comments at Prince Andrew was arrested for breach of the peace, and several other people have actually been arrested during King Charles. And try saying that without adding the word spaniel after Charles. People have been arrested at events that King Charles has taken part in for simply holding up a piece of paper that says, "Not my king." And to be fair, Charles wasn't voted into his position by anyone. It does seem that democracy is in retreat in some areas. I was really hoping that in the UK we may have an opportunity to address that balance. It hasn't happened yet. Let's see what happens as we move forward. Anyway, the Queen is dead. 96 years old, not a total surprise. She hung in there for a long time, maybe longer than she should have, and now there's the new guy. So let's see what Charles does. So far, it's business as usual. But what do you think? Monarchy, no monarchy, smaller monarchy? What's the best balance? What value does having an unelected person being the head of state bring to any country? I certainly have my opinions. I'd be interested to learn yours. Thanks so much, and please take care.